I'm Holly and I'm here in the Etoile Bakery kitchen today showing you how to make a marble effect on your cake. So this is such a cool effect to do and looks really complicated, but actually it's not that hard when you know how. So I'm going to show you how to mix up the marble effect with your icing, and then I'm going to create this lovely sharp edge, so I'll show you how to do that as well, although if you want to keep it rounded, that's of course absolutely fine. But I do think because it's sort of quite a modern looking effect, I do think the sharp edges work really, really well. So let's not hang around, I'm going to get started and show you how we do it. So for our marble cake, I've got my cake ready ganached and it's been in the fridge for about an hour, so it's really nice and firm and set so that it's perfect for covering. And I've got my fondant here ready to go, so I'm going to be using white fondant, and I've got some black food colour that I'm going to use to make the marble effect. But before I start working on my fondant, I just want to prep the cake one last stage, and I need to just cover it with some warm water so that the fondant has something to stick to when we come to cover it. So just with a nice wide brush, give it a coat all over to make sure that it's all really nice and sticky. And then make sure you wipe down your ganache plate afterwards. So I've got my cake here sitting on a ganache plate. Just makes it easier to work with. And I want to make sure that any excess can be reused. So I want to get rid of all traces of this brown, just to make sure I can do that. There we go, so you can see there's always quite a bit. And if any of that gets on the white, then it can't be used again. So don't want that. Great, so that's there and that's all ready for us to cover. And so now to move on to the fondant. When I'm choosing my fondant brands, I like to use a mixture just because I find that there isn't one brand which has the whole package. So I like to mix my two brands together. So basically I use some Massaticino, the Tropic blend, and I mix that together with some Renshaw cover paste. And I find that the elasticity of the Massaticino together with the good covering colour of the Renshaw works really, really well for me. So that is my ideal mix. And you find that the price point of the two is very different as well. So the Massaticino is eye-wateringly expensive and the Renshaw is quite affordable. So together, mixing the two, you sort of find that you find a middle ground. So that's another good thing. Right, so we are going to create our marble effect. And the way we do that is we use some black food colour and we are going to run that through our white and then knead it together and roll it out, and you get a beautiful marble effect forming. So I use here, I've got this Americolour gel paste. I love this brand, it's really, really good. The colours are really strong. And what you want to do is you just get a cocktail stick and you want to get a whole load if you can. Swipe that through. And you can make it as dark as you like. I don't like it to be too dark. So I'm going to just go with that. And then what you do is you just fold it in on itself. So give it a bit of a knead. And you want to start seeing the black colour coming through. So we can start seeing it here coming through. And if you keep checking back, so you can see the different striations. So there, I'm actually thinking that there is quite beautiful. And so that's where I'm going to start rolling. When you just start seeing bits that you think, oh, that looks nice, that's when you want to start rolling. Okay, great, so let's see what we've got. And that's one of the lovely things about marbles, you never quite know how it's going to look. So as you roll it, you start to see. So you can see there the marble effect coming to life. happy with that, it's looking really good. So just keep turning and keep rolling. And that looks like it's about the right size to cover my cake. So just give it a little bit of a polish just to make sure that you don't have any sort of lumps and bumps in your icing. You can see we've got a really strong and beautiful marble effect there. It's going to look great. So then just flop that over your rolling pin. That over. And then we attach this as normal. So just opening up your folds, and taking it back to the cake, nice and gently. So you just open up those pleats and pull it back to the cake. Very gently going around. I can feel I've got a bit of air in here, so I just need to get feel just some air bubbling around underneath. Just make sure that you do release it. There we go. So now we go in with our cake smoothers. So give it a really nice polish on the top. And then we want to make sure that it's attached properly to our cake all the way around. And then all the way down to the bottom as well. So press down with your smoother towards the ganaching plate, and this will make sure that you've got your icing covering your cake all the way down to the bottom. You don't want to cut away and see your cake board peeking through. And then when you're almost hitting it and breaking through using the smoother, go in with your knife and just cut it all away. So I'm just neatening up that bottom edge. And you can leave it like that if you like. If you want to have a rounded edge at the top, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to work on the top to make it sharp edges, so if you want to see how I do that, stay with me. So what you need is a piece of baking parchment and you need the cake board. So I'm going to turn my cake upside down on top of here and work on that corner edge. So place your parchment on top of your cake and then the ganaching plate on top. And then we're going to turn it upside down. Take that off. And if you've got a slightly messy edge like I've got here, then we're just going to take some of that ganache away. Yep. And then to work on this bottom edge, you want to get your cake smoother. And you're going to just push the icing down towards the cake board. So push it down and then smooth round. So down and then smooth round, all the way around. Then I've just cleaned the board to make sure that all the ganache is gone because we don't want any of that transferring onto the outside of our cake. So I'm just going to pop that back down onto the cake and we'll turn it back the other way around and see how that edge has gone. So we just take that off. And there we go, we have a beautiful sharp edge. So that is looking great. So just give it an extra smooth around. Just make sure that everything is all attached, that there's no air bubbles. And so there we are, that is our marble effect all finished. And now that's ready for you to decorate however you like. They can look really beautiful with some little bits of gold leaf added, or it could be part of a wedding cake. It's very popular at the moment to have a marble tier in the wedding cake and then have some beautiful flowers to decorate it. But either way, it's actually quite a simple effect to achieve when you know how, and I think it's really, really effective. So I hope you have fun having a play with that. Please do send me your images because I love to see what you create following my videos, and I will see you next time.